Have you ever wondered why, despite being blessed with abundant natural resources, Africa remains economically underdeveloped? It's a puzzle that continues to baffle economists and policymakers alike. And today we're going to delve into this enigma. Historically, Africa is a continent that has been endowed with an incredible richness of resources. From gold to diamonds, from oil to cocoa, Africa has it all. Yet for all its wealth, the continent finds itself at the bottom of the global economic ladder. One could trace the roots of Africa's economic woes back to the era of colonial rule. From the late 19th century until the mid-20th century, many African nations were under the control of European powers. These colonial powers exploited Africa's resources for their own gain, leaving little behind for the local people. Post-independence, many African nations struggled with political instability and corruption. These challenges, coupled with the lack of infrastructure and skilled labor, hindered economic development. The new leaders, often ill-prepared for the task of nation-building, found it difficult to steer their countries towards economic prosperity. In the late 20th century, Africa faced a new economic challenge, the so-called resource curse. This refers to the paradox where countries with an abundance of natural resources tend to have less economic growth and worse development outcomes than countries with fewer natural resources. The resource curse has hit Africa hard, with many nations failing to diversify their economies beyond the extraction of natural resources. Another major hurdle for Africa's economic development has been its high levels of poverty and inequality. Despite some progress, Africa still has the highest rates of poverty in the world. This poverty is often exacerbated by high levels of inequality, with a small elite controlling a large portion of the continent's wealth. So where does Africa stand today? Despite its challenges, there are signs of hope. Several African nations are now among the fastest-growing economies in the world. There is a growing recognition of the need for good governance, transparency, and economic diversification. But the road to economic prosperity is long and full of hurdles. Understanding Africa's economic situation is not just about understanding the past, but also about envisioning a future where this vibrant continent can realize its full potential. It's about recognizing the hurdles, but also appreciating the opportunities. It's about acknowledging the challenges, but also celebrating the progress. Africa's economic puzzle is complex, but it's not unsolvable. With the right policies, strong leadership, and a commitment to economic diversification, Africa can overcome its economic challenges and carve a path towards prosperity. It's a journey that requires patience, resilience, and above all, a strong belief in the potential of this incredible continent.